Hey guys, welcome to week 3 of North American Online League. Here is the email, and today we're doing two sets of reviews, which is great. So since we have two sets, 6 games, let's not waste any time and let's go in. By the way, I am sipping water from my Go Congress cup. Very, very nice from the 2025 US Go Congress. Very nice. Okay guys, many of these players went to the US Go Congress and had a great time. You guys consider the same thing. In the meantime, play in the North American Online League. Make yourselves some more friends and have a lot of fun. Okay. First game we have David Grelot versus Zanushian Nagarasi Nam. 2-1 Qs. Good vibes. I know this guy and he's a very cool guy. Let's look at the game from his perspective. Okay, so first few moves are good. This is a very, very far pincer. It's 4 spaces, which means it's basically not putting any pressure on the black stone. Next couple of moves, this move and then extending out to here makes perfect sense, and this is exactly what black played. Okay, great. So there's nothing to be unhappy about from black's perspective. He gets a regular Joseki shape, and the white stones around this fairly strong shape will not be that productive. Okay, here this very solid territory making move is well loved by the AI. So at this moment, when white chooses some knight's move expansion, this opens up the position for the invade, and invading would be quite strong in this case. Black plays a waiting move. He's gonna invade later. And here white plays a very big move at g4, which also makes sense. Here, after j16, the next move at f17, this is a very, very good and large follow-up move. After this move, there are stuff that black can do in the corner to take it away from white. The key move is the attach at 2 at c17. When white harness, the key move is to extend down, and then white connects and you connect home. White Ataris, and then even if white has the ladder, this overall position will be still fairly good for black, at least even. So white invades in the game and black goes for the next move in the corner. This is very interesting. Black has played all the moves that that seemed to be, all the moves that I'm feeling was actually played by black. So seems like black is doing quite well in the game so far. However, there is going to be one problem that black is going to have to solve, which is how to leverage the early game comfort into the late game. Right now, the cut is a very, very good and strong move. After this, it will counterattack either of the 2 white sides. And if white picks something like this, now this will lessen the required gains by black, and so now if black just simply survives, this would be a very, very good result for black overall. So this is a very good idea. The cut was not played, understandably. Black does not want to complicate things up that much more after a perceivably fairly good opening. This is where our most important recommendation comes into play. That is, when you feel like you're ahead, you have to try to get even more ahead, and don't stop until you reach about 100 points. You can stop at 95 points ahead if you want, but it's not a good idea to slow yourself down and have that risk aversion in the game. So when you are doing relatively well, just keep trying to do more. And so black gives up a chance to do a lot of damage to white. This gives white a chance to fix the cut, and white fixes the cut in a very solid, very efficient way. There's this Atari and capture sequence. So next, now because white is a bit stronger, it sort of boomerangs back into the black shape. Black feels a little bit weaker as a result. And so the next few moves was also very defensive by black, and that's okay. Okay, here is good. In this middle game, we can noticeably see black sort of in the opening. Black was very proper, very fast, very aggressive, aggressive enough. But when the middle game came, black was noticeably a little bit hand run, and then in the middle game, black played a few moves like the jump, like the tiger mouse, and this sideways jump that are not very tight. They're like sort of eyeing some weaknesses, but they're not really really threatening white. And so as a result, here this peep and then this peep, these are the first two moves in the mid game that black has played that is really looking to do some damage to white, or has some potential for real damage. So good job by black for picking it up, picking up the pace. Unfortunately for black, the kind of lax move at N14 earlier, coupled with a white move that was very that made white very strong. This opened up the black shape on the top to this counterattack. Black did not want to connect and suffer this push and cut, understandably. However, this means that white has gained a significant chunk of territory on the top, and white has connected two outside not entirely alive groups, and this is a huge loss for black. Okay, another push and jump. Okay, right now it's very, very important for black to solidify the gains for black on the left hand side. Otherwise, remember that black didn't play that cut and sort of allowed white to regroup and then put an attack on with H15 and score some major gains. When it's white's turn, don't expect your opponent to do the same favor for you. Of course, you always expect your opponent to do the most damaging moves possible. And here white comes with the push. Yes, so unfortunately, all of the fears as an observer is coming into play. It's like you allow your opponent a chance to breathe and then regroup and counterattack you, and now when you are leaving yourself a little bit of this same kind of weakness, white does not return the favor, or white takes the chance and then does a lot of damage to black. As a result, the left hand side is white's territory instead of black's, and black's middle group is now much, much weaker. So unfortunately to say, black has been outfought in the middle game despite a fairly okay opening round of the game. And it does seem like white has been able to outfight black in many of these local fights. Okay, yes, so here's another group that was captured. Very, very bad sign. So at around this point, when both sides go back and shore up their positions and go into the end game, because the earlier mid game was had so much losses, black is not going to be able to catch up. This already seems like a fairly good job by black, surrounding a very big lower right and some more territory in the middle, but the second bunch of stones being captured is too much. Fairly good endgame here. Black will gain a little bit, but overall it's not going to do enough. Okay, so let's see what the difference is at the end. The difference at the end was 12.5 points. Okay, that makes sense. I do expect in the middle of the game to be a little bit greater. Yes, so 27 seems about right at this moment. Taking a brief overall look through the game, the opening was very, very well done by black. Lots of good choices, and unfortunately for black, the opening usually only gives you something at most about 5 points of advantage, and that's just going to pale in comparison to the mid-game swings that we're going to witness. So still, the first fight of the game goes very, very well for black, taking out the corner. But as the fighting progresses, when white plays this jump, black did not play the cut that would have been a very severe attack against white, this cut. And we talked about how at this moment, because black has gained so much, it becomes a very easy fight for black. All black needs to do is survive on the upper side. And so as a result, by not going for the attacks and going for the first of several defensive, not tight enough moves, black is going to give the initiative to white. First, he allows white to form a fairly strong shape, a very strong base of attack. And then, by the way, a lot of these middle of the board moves, whenever the middle of the board moves are not, strengthening yourself or attacking the opponent enough, they will always be a little bit less efficient. In this case, black's corner didn't need as much strengthening as the middle group, and so that move, and then this sideways jump move, they're all moves concentrated into the middle of the board. Unfortunately, they didn't create many weaknesses for white, and in this case, they also ended with a weakness for black's shape as a result. So another spend these moves doing something more important, like spend this sideways jump doing something more important, strengthen the black shape here, play the squeeze to get some territory value, play on the bottom. All of these are good and valuable things to do. If you want to do something local, extend, have this strengthening move in Sente, and then go for the left hand side and things like this. So this one was the missing sense of urgency could have really helped black come up with more aggressive and more needed moves. Okay. The rest of the fighting, so the first fight went wrong, and then here the second. Despite black having played two moves here earlier, this position still gave black some trouble, and yes, here black was not able to use the bounciness in the black shape and play the code to sort of repel white's attack, and as a result, trying to save every one of the black stones in this area ends up ends up not saving 5. Ends up not saving 5. So at this moment, again, play this turn, and then black should be relatively fine. At this point, 2 stones is a little bit is now acceptable as a loss. Okay. Good. So here we saw a better game, go theory in terms of the opening, and things lose to a more crafty and middle game that was played by white with a lot more urgency than black. So you can imagine this as sort of black is kind of dancing around, and then like this sideways jump is a good example, and then white was just really white knew what white needed to do, and then just went about like one step at a time, did a list of tasks, while black was dancing around, not having accomplished much. So that's how white got the initiative, and that's how later the fighting was also turned out good for white. In the end game, black actually gained significantly, but it was not enough. Next we have another set of 2 1Qs, Kevin versus Lazaro. Let's see. It's K Long 87. We've seen this guy before. Here, again, another very common opening. White plays this move, gets a corner, totally fine. Black takes another corner. Pretty good. And here is gonna be here is gonna come the first fight in the game. White jumps, black jumps. Next move is Q4, and he does play it. Perfect. This is a very, very strong response by black. Usually the move is just extend in, and then white would play the Hane into the corner, and then make this very strong knight's move shape and connect to the outside 2 stones. Okay, in this case, when black Hanes, the next move is to cut and then connect. Now with 1 extra white stone in this area, it can feel a little bit scary to go for this kind of fight. That's why black generally will extend. Okay, so in the game, black has sort of the worst of all worlds, where black has a turret, but white has played all the moves that are in between all the black stones, and black has 2 cutting points plus a stone that's already cut. As a result, black fixes the most important cut, and this happens. So so black has stabilized. However, looking at the shape, we realize that if we take out the black stone that's dead in the middle of the white shape, it's still a relatively reasonable shape. And add to this, you waste a whole move, a whole stone for black, and you're losing a huge amount. A move is worth about 15 points in the mid game, and so black losing a stone here is going to be minus 10, something like that. So don't be surprised if it's significantly good for white. Only 4 points, which is I guess not as bad as I expected. Okay, white jumps, black invades, and we continue fighting. Will we see what we saw in the last game with a more fundamentally sound opening be offset by a more aggressive and proper mid-game fight? So in this game, when black leaves the 2 stones and then goes to play a regular big move on the left-hand side, it is now white's turn to go on the attack. Before this, black also played this R50 move, which is noticeably very, very big in terms of territory. This is a very good idea. Now all black needs to do is survive. He doesn't even have to survive with everything on the bottom. He just needs to prevent white from making the whole bottom, and then he would be back in the game. So this push now is very, very smart by black. Then black attaches and then extends. This is being fought in a very smart manner. Here, it's a very uncomfortable local shape for black, no matter how the connect is being made. So now is a good time to go cut and then go on the counter attack. Very happy to see that black did go for the cut. Very, very good job here. So this is a key move to get back into the game. And in the game, we have an exchange. Okay, white is going to capture 3 stones if white wedges right here, but black has already played a Panuki and then gained some territory on the outside. And then we'll see how black can expand on the big moyo. Okay, good game plan. White plays to address the potential territory on the right. And here black does something that I don't like to see as much. Right now white is fairly okay, fairly strong on the top left corner. So pincering white and then looking for some kind of surround is going to lose black a lot of territory that he could be surrounding. And the payoff is not nowhere in sight yet. So in the game, white relatively easily jumps out. The right-hand side is severely reduced, and so now comes black surrounding this moyo on the left. Okay, I guess black should be doing this. So black seals in 3/4 of the way, but this gives white a chance to a really good chance to go and reduce. And this is something that you never want to find yourself doing. And that is given that black has a very, very strong middle game thickness shape. Black is sort of pushing white away from this thickness and making territory here. You'll never want to find yourself doing this kind of thing. Just look, for example, after the game, after the local fight. Suppose black finishes surrounding the territory, and white just does something regular here. You can count up to 15 points for white, and it's also just 15 points for black. This would mean that black has thrown away all of the thickness and moyo potential advantage and just got an even result with white. Totally unacceptable. Okay, so good job by black to look for some kind of change. Okay, black is still looking at the big white group over here, but okay, white seems to have no problem connecting this out. Okay. Good. So here black has kept the most important thing in mind, which is the additional territory or value that you're surrounding. So he doesn't surround the middle territory, it's quite small at this point. First he prevents white from making any territory. So this part of the game is well done by black so far. And so here we go, we are able to go into the end game, and let's do an evaluation. There's 15 here, there's 10, 20, 30 down here, there's 15 here, so that gives white 60 points, and for black 10, 20, 30, and then this is like 12, 10, 20, 30, 35, 35. And if this this count gets accurate, this is 78 to 60 for white. So this means black is ahead by about 10 points in territory. So this is black doing a very good job, especially the H16, K16 Sente moves, both of those were exchanged with Gote moves for white, which didn't surround any territory. Now, you would think that black is leading on territory, but white's territory is much more solid than black's. So in many cases, black's territory is actually smaller. For example, like this one move is it could be a necessary move. White could play the attach and extend back. The push and hane is sente. The extend is likely sente too. This hane connect is hard to answer as well. So white actually has a lot of thickness advantage given how we counted. We basically counted about as full for black as for white. So so it is now very important for black to make the best use out of the next moves that he has right now. Let's see how the next few moves are being made. Hane connect will be sente. It's going to surround a bit more territory. This is good. There's also this weakness in the middle here for black's shape. So even though we counted 10 more points for black after Komi and everything, it does seem like white is still probably overall a little bit ahead, just because of how thin everything for black is. So here black is very much right to go for the something like this. Unfortunately, he loses sente here, and this turn is very big. Let's see if black turns. Is this okay? Yeah, this is white ahead by 4.5. So good. The turn is very strong because there's that wedge in the middle, and black sees it and then protects this. Unfortunately, this is going to be a lot of losses in the middle of the board territory for black, and okay, and then white gets a very big hane connect. Here, this turn is big. It's likely to be sente. Defending something on the right is big. This diagonal is very big. And this squeeze, if it is valid, is also super big. The squeeze is not 100% working, so it'll depend on some very complicated life and death. So let's see what black chooses at this moment. Attach is also very big. Okay, white plays here and then blocks. Here probably black wants to play the Atari and then move on to do something else, like this turn in. Black loses sente again here, and this is going to give white a chance to go into the first part of the end game. Let's see what white chooses. The extend is a very big move, although it did receive the Gote treatment. White reduces the right hand side and goes into here. This is going to be sente. White Ataris, okay. So black survived in sente and finds the last very big end game over here. So some losses, but then black seems to have played the end game relatively well. So a little count. This is still 30. This is 25, and so yeah, unfortunately for black, black has less territory than when we started counting for him, which was never a good sign. This is only 62. On the other hand, for white, this is 15 plus, this is 10, and then 10, 15, 25, 30, 35. So white also has 60 points plus, which means it's about even on the board, which is advantage to white. Oh my god, oh my god. We just said it was advantage white a little bit, and then all of a sudden it was sudden death. Oh my god. This was, wow. never seen such a great Tetsuji used in the end game and like strung together so well here. And yeah, so this is how Black made the great comeback. Very good job fighting. You know, the Q6 was a major loss early on the game, and first the end Tetsuji. This was very well done. White needs to connect, and because this is a little bit, White is only slightly ahead by 4 points. We estimated about 6 points. But, given that White has to play a little bit defensive here, this all makes sense. White blocks, and then Black plays here. The threat is to cut like this, or to cut like this. Cut the middle like that. Wow. What a superb Tetsuji sequence. Congratulations, Black. This is not everyone can win games in this fashion. This was so well done, so nice. Okay, so the game started with White taking a bit of an advantage with that one black stone really not performing. Next, White was able to damage Black's corner further, and this is now a significantly good game for White. But here we would see Black fighting back very effectively. Okay, Black starts off on the wrong path. We recommended against this, but he was able to make it work basically. And at this point, when White plays here, when Black has to surround the middle board territory, it was a little bit costly. Here, actually, Black needs to give up on the attack and then just sacrifice the one stone that is very close to the White's majority of stones there. And this is a very even game. Black probably needs to connect. Because White's group on the right has already reached safety with the N9 and P8 move, these two stones, it's very unimportant to save all the black stones here. And it's here we can noticeably see Black make additional territory and so on. So this very innocent looking connect was actually a very big and crucial moment in the game. So after this, White would have an advantage. Here we see why, from what happened later, we see the importance of capturing clean versus not capturing clean. Had White captured clean like this capture, the stuff that happened later would not have worked. Like this move wouldn't have been sente, and then this move wouldn't have been sente. So White suffered greatly over here, but White goes into the end game with a significant lead. And then White gained a little more in the center. This was okay end game. Okay, good. So this was all smooth sailing for White, except somehow White lost sente at the end. I'm sure if White pushed Atarid and then played the Hane move, and then played here, White would at least keep sente. Black was probably gonna have to block Atari. I guess this is a little complicated, but White can always just connect here and then play the large knight's move. And this is for sure to be sente, and then block this off, and I'm sure White would be comfortably ahead at this board. So unfortunately here for White, a slight difference and unwillingness to play the clean capture. This is the second time in the game with a one stone. White didn't capture totally clean. Instead, White connected this. Somehow this lost White the sente move. Hold on. White actually did do this, Um, Anyways, white losing Sunday here was made the game a lot closer, and a couple moves later, white just lost. This very crazy. Here, a connect would be like what we talked about, and then having to get, being able to get the block off would have surely secured white the victory, provided he doesn't mess it up over there on the top. Do your Tesujis, guys. Do your life and death problems, guys. And if you get strong at life and death, you can also pull off very nice victories like this one. This was such a good Tesuji. Good job, Kevin. Next we have Gabe Schwartz versus Milan. Disable the AI. Gabe Schwartz is Struggle Bus. He's one of the favorites. He streams. Milan runs the NAOL League. So let's see. We see a very similar situation as we saw the first game. White makes an extension, but it's very, very far away from black. So as a result of this, black is able to have a very comfortable corner Joseki. In this case, he extends 3 spaces. There's nothing to be... so this is very comfortable for black again. And it's comfortable for black, so the neighboring white groups are not comfortable, which is very important to realize for white. In the game, white plays the strongest move here and then separates black. This of course gives black the same chance to separate white as well. Black plays a knight's move. Generally should be fine, but when white pushes and then Ataris, probably black is gonna choose something like this, where black captures half. This is better than my move. So instead of responding to white's pushes, black sort of fights with the other side. This is very, very advanced and recommended tactics. Very, very good job by black here. And white is in a very tough situation. So this is a very, very good idea when you find yourself in these tough situations. Try to just connect, get out of the situation, and then move on with the rest of the game. Here, this move is very good by black too, and this illustrates a slight imperfection with white's last move. The perfection move would be here. This way, when black Ataris, this attaches in a very good spot to connect for white. Atari can be connected as well, and then because of the N3 being Sente, white does have this backdoor. Whether to use it or not, it's hard to say, but at least white is able to do this. When the move was at N3, white has to be careful to because extend may lose white the left-hand side due to the liberties threat. This may be okay, but okay. Let's see. So white does extend, which is very, very important. It's better to extend, even if it means you'll lose half of your stones on the bottom. Let's see if black extends down. Okay, black Ataris. This gives white several choices. One is to Hane underneath and connect and survive. Another one is to cut now, and then if black plays anything, play this Atari. This is very, very good. The outside has some AGA and white is alive. Black, basically this is a good idea, and this was played in the game, so this is good. Black captures, and let's see if the cut was played. It's very hard to go for this cut. It does give the opponent an ability to destroy the eye space. Then it's hard to say how bad black's weaknesses are on the outside. And if black plays here, we may even find black holding on to the entire outside, and then it's just not worth it to have the bottom shape be destroyed, the bottom white shape be destroyed. So with some reflection, I do see the merits of connecting underneath, and this is white really dodging black's most powerful attack in the middle of in the start of the game, and good job by white. So this move needs to be a connect. This is a classic the goal of the attack is to make yourself strong. Making yourself strong is not what you do after before you can attack. Make yourself strong and then you can do the fun attacking stuff. The goal of the attack is to make yourself very strong. So this connect accomplishes that, and so when black goes for the attack directly, this does not accomplish that. And so the key move is to cut Atari at N4. This creates cutting points, a cut black shape, and so black is much weaker now than before. Both players move on, which is also okay. It's not likely that black will spend a second move fixing this, although it is very tempting to play this Atari. This would fix all of the black problems, and this is the blue AI move here. So this is why so black wants to play this, and this is why it's so much better if white just makes the Atari Sente. That would have made the so if this Hane is a dead even game, then if white had played this Atari earlier, it would be slightly good for white. Okay, in the game it was white who ends up getting this, which is good. Yeah, this is a very common occurrence. So here, if white decides to give up the 2 stones, this means black has the overwhelming thickness advantage here. Therefore, what white wants to do is somewhere like not close to here, and then when black captures, white can move on and do other things. What white does not want to do is play 2 moves right next to this black shape. Those 2 moves will not be very useful. Yes, and much less start more fighting here next to the super strong black shape. There's very little to gain and a lot to lose. Another way to play is to extend out, and this keeps black somewhat weak on either side. And of course, okay. Okay, so this was a too strong overplay, whatever you want to call it, from white. These 3 stones are not going to surround any territory for white. And then black extends. Okay, because white has played some small moves, and the one thing they did accomplish is to separate the corner from the rest of the stones. It is a very good thing for black to just start surrounding territory on the right. Imagine if white captures 1 more stone like this, and then you can see how black already took the 2 stones. Now black is surrounding 10 points in the corner, while white has captured 1 stone for only 2 points. So here, when black takes out this 1 stone, it's sort of mixing it up again. Mixing it up again is okay. White is gonna, the key move is to extend here. This move was not played, so, okay, white knight moved. That's also okay, but okay, so black did basically do what we recommended, start surrounding territory. So this game is now very favorable for black now. In the last stretch of fighting, black has made the middle super strong, has made over 10 points here, but white has only made like a couple of points, and then the outside group is still kind of weak for white. So black has scored major gains in the last fight. Mostly because white elected to start the fighting against a very strong black thickness, played moves that are too close to the thickness. More very strong moves from white. Here white is most worried about this, the hane, and then capturing one stone, and then moving out like this. This is what white's most afraid of. Black is hesitant to play this as well, but this is already white suffering huge amounts of damage already. If white just does something simple, strengthening, and then allows black to live, this is too much damage to white. This would be very strong. In the game, black chickens out of that, and now is a good time for white to also shore up the white position, and this would be fine. The stones in the middle are very not important, given that both black groups are alive on either side. So this extend would emphasize the top a lot more than the bottom half of the board, where the bottom half is really settled, and even if black captures the 4 stones in the middle, it's only going to amount to 10 points. Okay, so here white allows black to go for this cut. Here the direct move, the best move is to sideways headbutt, and after this, black, as long as black is able to run this out, the middle white would be basically caught. Another strong move is to play the diagonal move. This would seal in the white shape on the right hand side and prevent white from running out. If that happens, if that ends up being accepted, then black has no weaknesses and white has an almost dead middle group. All black will need to do is slowly push white into the thickness, and then it will perish. So white is in a very difficult position now. Fortunately, black pushes here, and this gives white a sente move, and then probably another couple of sente moves. All of these moves help white escape into the center, escape into the top side. White feels good enough to tenuki altogether. Very strong, very aggressive, and is approved. Okay, I'll give my approval to those. Here it's almost always better to leave yourself a little bit more like this move as sente, rather than just using up the sente agi. The other thing is this kind of middle move is hurting the right hand side first. For example, this move, and black is able to destroy ice space in sente. Okay, so in the game, white pushes here. Unfortunately, this is also very close to the bottom shape, where it's a turtle back shape. This fighting is going better and better for white. More and more favorable for more and more favorable for black, and tougher for white. And it was here when Struggle Bus goes for the kill here. The more patient move is on the outside, and remember, all we had to do was slowly turn around and push white into the thickness, and then white will not be able to escape. If you think about it, ice space wise, this is it's we can always Atari there and so on. So in the game, black Ataris, this gives white an Atari here. Coupled with these Ataris, this is basically alive for white. So this gives white a huge huge backdoor, and therefore black spends a move here, 2 moves here, white spends 1 move here, but all that black is gonna get is a couple of points next to the thickness, along with all the weaknesses on the outside. So this fighting is now turning around for black. Remember this thing, strengthening your weaker half of your stones is the entire goal of the attack. It's not it's essential. So going for the cut is gonna hurt black's chances in the game by a lot. White plays here could also play a few more moves on the outside. Imagine if black commits to something like this, after playing 10 or 10 here. These are very good exchanges for white. 11 is sente if black cuts, and then could go for even more, but yes, I would definitely live there too, even if I try to be a little bit annoying. Okay, so at the end of the attack, white, black is the one who finishes the attack with a bamboo move at L12. And so this attack was a failure, but overall the game is still very balanced. Here, white probably wants to go into the corner now, hane or extend or jump. If this move works, play this move. The corner is a little bit bigger than the 2 stones, territory-wise. And secondly, if white connects and black takes the corner first, black is pretty safe anyways, and it's more territory. The better moves by black would be to roll white up into the blob first. Okay, so this block needs to go to the other side and go to the corner. This move is all sente for black, so there's also that ko, so the right hand side is very strong for black. There's no way for white to do any damage to black, so blocking here is very small. It's very small. Yes, so in the game, black gets the important spots, and here the killing move is I see. There's no very clear killing move, so black goes for this for the whole kill on white, but black is not totally alive either. So this is actually very well done by white, and what was a very small life, if there was any, turned into a very big and comfortable life. So very good job by white here to not only hold on but also thrive in this environment. This was very good. Of course, these moves would have been perfectly fine for black. There's this Atari, so white survives, but white survives with 2 points, black has 6. Going for the kill, very good job of baiting black into killing white, and then also at the end be able to counterattack this way. Nice. This is how white really used a large group as bait, and then got black to commit to the capture, and then finally good. So good job white in the middle game. There is still this unresolved ko in the middle. Fortunately for white, the black group on the right is also very big, so black hesitates to play this throw in. He does. I would have, given how everything happened on the left, I would have recommended trying to kill the left-hand side group. And here, one good recommendation is something like this, and this would be captured. Of course, if white cannot connect, then playing the bamboo is the strongest. hard to say. Hard to say which moves are the best. Okay. Okay, so it felt like black was not in a desperate position to go for the ko. What happened on the left? I think on the left, the sideways headbutting move is very nice for black. Good job. Very good job for black in the attack. Unfortunately, this ko now is very decisive. And this result, at first glance, this is very good for black. So, at first glance, this has to be responded to, and then perhaps a ko would be here. This would be black getting the whole middle, and white getting, 15 here, 10, 20, 30, 35 here, 15 here, and then 15 here. So 30, 45, 80, white has 80 points. Does black have 80 points? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. White has 80 points up to around here. So this would be a very close game. Okay, in any case, I expect...
just looked too big that like I didn't want to fight the court differently. I
Yeah,
didn't want to
yeah.
give it to seemed like bigger than what I had.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. This may have been just a case where white is overall not, a little bit behind still after, despite everything. Anyways, here black needs to play this hane to really punish white for everything. Black did lose 20 points or so just to start the ko. Okay, let's see. Black extended. This gives white a chance to live here, but white does live here, but this other group is still in danger. And here it's very, very important for black when you're doing the attacking to not work harder than you have to. Not working harder than you have to means you don't want to reduce white's eye space overly hard. For example, if black is able to capture white like this, then this is what black will want to do. There is this cut, but actually there's no way to connect back. This would be the best way to capture white if, and of course, this is another move we recommended earlier. You don't want to poke the eyes out if you don't have to. You want to spend the move strengthening your surrounding stones as much as possible. Another move is here, but here this is a bit problematic. Anyways, it's very complicated. For example, something like this. It's very, very complicated, but this poking the eyes out like this is clearly not gonna be it's not gonna be good. So here white is gonna counter attack and then push and cut and capture some black stones on the outside on his way to surviving. Push. Okay. Remember we recommended these moves. The push gives black another chance. He has to extend. Black has played such a good, early game and a lot of the fighting and stuff. But we saw in two places on the top right, went for the kill and then it backfired. The ko could backfire, but it was an okay exchange. Here was the second move here is way too much. This is way too small, and right, and there's no way to capture white after this. I see. In fact, the peep was just no good. Okay, good. So the peep was just not a good, attacking move. The problem with another move that we didn't mention, the block, was this. White has this move in sente and then a sideways extend, which threatens the left and the middle at the same time. So here, even this block on the outside is black sort of trying too hard to contain white's ice space. So therefore, we can see why this extend move, basically these three moves we can see why these are the recommended moves. Okay, very interesting. Let's turn on the AI here, and there's only one AI move, this move, and it makes sense. So okay, good. Yes, and so not being able to capture that is gonna help white get into a very good position. And so overall, black has played the first move on the left, but white has lived. Black played the first move in the middle to fight the ko, but white has captured a lot of stones. Black captured 2 stones, but overall, basically, white lived for free on the left-hand side. So major losses in the mid-game by black, suffered by black. Okay. Here, white did have a chance to try to maximize, but I can see that if you do some counting, you'll see that white is likely very much ahead. So I understand if it was not chosen. Okay, very good tanuki by white at this moment. Here, though, the big move is in the middle of the board, going into the middle, because you can continue to save white stones and destroy territory at the same time. And if you make the transition in your heads about after white lived on the left, now white has thickness on the left, then all of a sudden white prefers to play this kind of thing where white is making black play unuseful moves next to the thickness. Okay, so white plays in the wrong direction, gives black a very nice outside push, and black ends up surrounding a very big center territory. Let's see if it was enough at the end.
Yeah, we were both in Bioyomi towards the end, so we both made these mistakes.
In
But
the
I
end
ended
game,
up winning by like 2 points or something.
2.5. Yeah, 3.5 or 2.5. Okay, wow. So this was a very close end game. Definitely very good job for black to surround this, and good job for white for surviving and thriving. Good, a very entertaining game, and it was very close finish. So nice. Clear. Black had multiple good chances. Remember to not go for the kill, or when you do go for the kill, you wanted to do it in a as defensive of a way as possible. So this was the first moment when the game got out of hand for black. The second moment was fighting this ko, and the third moment was taking out white's ice space, but this move actually didn't do nearly enough to take. It didn't actually reduce white's ice space at all, so was a total waste of a move. And when you're trying to capture the opponent, wasting a move is very important. Okay, good. We are moving on to the second half of the games for today. We have Eric Osman versus Howard Wang. Eric Osman is a very interesting character. Anyways, I had a story time with Eric. There was the most well-attended Go Congress lecture at the US Go Congress this year, and Eric formed a team, it was either Eric or Bob or someone formed a team, and he did Stephanie's quizzes. And his team was a 7Q and a 1Q or 2Q, and they got 12 out of 22, and I got 11 out of 22. So clearly, in at least one Go test, they outperformed me, the professional player. So okay, that's story time. Okay, going into the mid-gaming. This Joseki is famously not as good for black as it looks, and that's because white can always connect and save the two stones.
What should black have done here instead?
This is a Joseki, so it will not be bad. Other Josekis that are more like probably half a point to 1 point better is the connect Joseki, and then the press. This way you get Sente. But so it's a Joseki, so it's at most 1 point bad. I wouldn't worry about it.
Or is it sometimes okay depending on position?
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't worry about the choice of this Joseki. Okay. Yeah, so usually white will connect right away to do this fighting, and it's very complicated. Yes. Good. So it's a very good and a big move to totally get rid of all the AGA that white has here. I will recommend going out as far as possible while keeping both of these stones captured. That would mean some move here that would be bigger or more outward than this move.
Yeah, I guess it takes a lot of reading to know that F12 can actually work.
Yeah. We recommended the F12 point in particular. Yes, it takes a lot of reading to see that this does not work for white, for example, and among several other moves. So yes, totally. This is a very compact play, and that's okay too. White moves on, and then the game moves on. It is okay to be a little more compact and thick and stable than you have to be. It is okay. Played here. Okay. One of the modern Josekis now is to counter pincer here. And that's okay. It's a very similar idea to the shoulder hit. Shoulder hit, just realize you're sort of giving your opponent a way out of the situation. At the same time as you are connecting black stones, white is also making an alive group. Okay, just realize some of the trade-offs here. This is the strongest counterattack by white, and it makes use of one important fact, which is the Q18 R17 exchange. This makes black a little bit heavier in the sense that I know what's gonna if black chooses something like this variation where white cuts off the two stones in the corner. This white corner is very, very big due to the Q18 R17 exchange, and without these two, black, suppose something like this happened, black could still live by invading the 3-3. So in this case, the slide actually could backfire in a very big way. And that's why black ends up defending these cuts. So this is like another way that the exchange is backfiring, making the black second and third line stones that much heavier and can't be given up, and therefore black has to defend those.
Is Q18 the problem here? What was the problem?
You don't want to say that Q18 was a problem, but given that Q18, the slide was played, black is in a very heavy state, which is black doesn't want to give up these two stones. So it was a combination of the slide and the shoulder hit. So if you those two moves are fine by themselves, but they have to be coupled with logical follow-ups. For example, now black wants to turn and jump like this. And so given that the slide, the shoulder hit has happened, now black is stuck between some hard choices. One is, like the game, defending the inside in the corner and then losing that shoulder hit stone. And second is between saving the shoulder hit stone and then losing the corner, which is not two stones. Yeah, I know. The thinking, of course, makes sense. So now, if you want to hold on to the position and not have a clear loss or bad result, then black needs to play something like this block, where now when white goes for the same kind of cutting move against black, there's a very nice hane to connect your stones from this other side, from the top.
Okay,
This would be a good way to hold on to the position. And if we turn on the AI, this is likely one of the recommended moves. In fact, the other two moves are like 6 to 8 points, which is huge.
So while you've got AI on, can you look at what it suggested instead of the L16 shoulder hit?
So one of the moves was the sideways jump. Another one was a more aggressive jump. Another one was to crawl into the center. The blue move is to shoulder hit here. You see how this is a very, very so black has committed, and it's a little bit heavy, right? We said black couldn't lose any of the stones. What the AI suggestions all are moves that are very flexible. Like the shoulder hit is a great example. It's starting off this fight, which is gonna strengthen the top a little bit, and then it comes back to the shoulder hits. The other moves are here. As a crawling move is acknowledging that one, I'm on the defensive, I don't have to attack you. I can just make my group a little bit safer in Sente, and that's okay too. And the two jumps in the center are also fine. It's not leaving white any cutting points against the black shape.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So the slide is an okay move by itself. The shoulder hit was an okay move by itself. But given that the slide has made black a little bit heavier, you want to address your group a little bit more. So you have to switch up from the usual Joseki and then sort of play the more practical things. And here you can only hold on in this very sort of stretching kind of, it's stretching a little bit. And so in the game, it was a case where, by trying to keep everything safe, one stone had to be given up. Okay, game goes on. The first fight goes to white, but the game goes on totally fine. And black has surrounded a very nice lower right corner. So at this moment, it's very important for black to, let's see, yes, good. It's very important for black to not say, look how big my corner is. This is now 30 points, and then let me make 40 points by playing this move and really surround my corner. That's going to make the corner 40 points. It's important for black to realize that the corner is already 30 points, and then playing another move is not surrounding 40 points, it's surrounding 10 points. And therefore the bigger move is the invasion on the lower left, which black does extremely well in this game. This was very, very well done. One space makes sense, and so now white is under a little bit of pressure too, so white jumps into the middle. Okay, this is all reasonable. White ends up getting the last move, extension move on the left. So okay, this fight probably about even. Overall, the game should be a little bit good for white. And here white plays rather defensively here. Okay, there's nothing for black to be unhappy about with these exchanges. It's one stone for pretty well connected outside stones. So black is rapidly catching up. A very good thing for white to do now is this attachment. This is aiming at some black weaknesses in these cuts. Black has a very good way to extend back and hold on in this situation though, so it's hard, so black needs to do some reading and make sure this works. This move is another good one. This would stretch out white's shape a little bit, or inflate this like a balloon a little bit, and then with the extra ice space for white on the bottom, white would be a little more comfortable. Anyways, white engages in very, very defensive eye making, which is like your last resort. And in this game, white has done it in the first as a first resort, so it's not recommended. But at least white has relatively strong groups overall on the board, so it makes black's outside moves not that easy to cash in. So the move here needs to be the Hane and then the Atari, and the key move to come up with is the extend back. It's not total. We saw this earlier. It doesn't totally fix everything, as now there's connect at 10 is Atari, but at this moment, capturing the two white stones on the bottom is much bigger than the middle two stones. So this is what black must do at this moment. In the game, just make sure to Atari first and then play this. This would also be Sente, like the other shape, but I think territorially this would be a little bit better for white. In the other diagram, black captures the bottom two stones in an exchange. This is a big difference because like this, there's this Atari, and so the corner, the Q and R lines are territory for black. In this manner, there's this squeeze, so there's like 8 points that are potentially taken away by missing that Atari move. This is where the AI will be very, very helpful in pointing this out. Let's go through the rest of the game first, and let's see if what the AI says at the end. Here for white, this Hane Connect is a very good spot, and if white can get this Isente, it would make the loss of the one stone much, much better to accept. As a result here, black gains a lot more territory as well. So this fighting is again going black's way. And if you think black is just gonna play some simple moves and then go on to the end game, this would already be, we'll have to reevaluate. Probably a close game at the end. Black does play that extend, which is great. A lot of these suggestions are being played out, so quite good. Here, a little bit of detail. You never want to extend like this from your group of very strong stones. So always look for a way not to play, 0 spaces away from your strengths. In this case, this attach is a good move. This way, at least you're getting more than the block. If you're adventurous and looking for something, this peep is potentially, you have to make sure this is working, but that's for complicated things. But this exchange is going to be very, very good for white. The black move is going to not surround any territory, maybe half a point at 016, but the white stone is going to be much more useful. So this is how the game looks heading into the end game. White needs to tanuki here and play the squeeze. Of course, the squeeze is the best here. This way black loses 4 stones, which is huge, and so black is going to connect. If you don't squeeze, then this is also sente. It's worth 4 points in sente too. Of course, squeezing is better. The left hand side is a double sente for 4 points. These are huge. The 1 stone here is worth approximately 4 points for black and 5 points for white or so, less than 10 points. So in the game, white did not see. Oh no, black jumped. So the the squeeze is still possible. What black has to play here, and then white can play here. So here we see how the M2 stone really mattered, the Atari from earlier.
So it looks like the jump at N5, N6 was not good.
Correct. So because of the squeeze over here on the bottom, might as well just fix the squeeze. The middle territory, there's about 7 or 8 points there, and that is valuable, but just the corner territory is above this. So basically black is spending a move, not surrounding anything. Maybe 4 or 5 points. Again, not the end of the world, but 4 or 5 points. Here, I see. Okay, play the Atari and you can decide whether you want to connect this or not. Of course, this double sente is very important. White ends up getting the hane here. This means black wants to play the Atari and then play whatever. This way the hane, this Atari, is not as bad. It's not as bad because this is an Atari. In the game, it's not an Atari. Okay. Okay, Atari is fine. Extend. Okay, this game looks to be fairly close. So this is gonna be 15 for white. 15 for white. 20 for white, like 6. So white is gonna have 56 points, and black is gonna have 10, 20. We'll give black 30 here. Those are 5, 10, 20, 25. So 55 to 60, a very, very close game going into the end. Momentum-wise, though, it seems like I think the game is a little bit favored for white, but momentum-wise, white has played a lot of safety moves, and black has been catching up. So hard to say. Atari, okay. Yeah, the right-hand side is a little bit bigger. Okay, so going into the end game, it seems like white is now again winning by more and more. This is a good moment for black. The best move here for white is to connect and then play the F2 in this other way, and this way white can win by a liberty. In the game, white loses by a liberty. So given what we said before, maybe it's a very close game now, and who knows who is gonna hold on in the end game. It does feel like on the lower right corner, though, white destroyed a lot of black corner territory. I do see that something has happened in the end. Despite this, white wins by half a point.
Yeah, I have a question at the end. Can you go to move 308, please?
Yeah. Oh, 308.
Yeah, so right here, according to the AI, see that code you just filled?
Mm-hmm.
According to the AI, if black takes the F11 dame instead of filling the ko, then black wins. And that's very curious to me because usually filling a ko is more important than taking a dame.
This is AGA rules. AGA rules has white passing at the last move. White passes last. So in this case, the game ends like this. And basically this 08 point is not only a ko that helps black. It's not only there's a stone there at 08 for black at the end, it's also counted as a point. So it's like in AGA rules, because white passes last, this is now a point for black. So white is gonna attempt to win the ko, black will win it back, and white is gonna pass, and that's gonna give black 1 point. And so in this way, this is a point. Right? Yep. This is so black is saying that this is a point for me, instead of instead of connecting and saying it is not a point for me. This is AGA rules.
But black still has to connect, because if he doesn't connect, white will take, right?
White can only pass. In that case, black will connect. And the passing gives a stone to black, which means it's a point. So no, black does not have to connect. Black ends the game without connecting there. This is very good AGA rules.
If black doesn't connect, then black has to pass a stone to white, and as soon as black passes a stone to white...
Exactly. Black uses the stone to take the last dame. So before it was black passes a stone to white first. In this case, white passes a stone to black first. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So I found that very curious that filling the ko was the losing move.
Yes. You could have made it into a point for yourself. That is the gist of it. With AGA rules, you're saying this is a point for me, and I will hold on to this point, and I will use this point to take the last dame, which is F11, and by connecting the ko, you have allowed white to take the last dame. So you see how the dame helped to create a point for you. Yeah, this is AGA rules, which makes a lot of sense. White does get one more stone on the board, in this case than this case. So you could imagine white having to fill in one of the white points, and then black fills in one of the black points, which happens to be the ko. Right? So 4 and 5 is an exchange, and then white fills in a point. There's another thing to mention today, which is how to deal with sekis, and that's a main problem with the Japanese rules on the top left. With AGA rules, these 2 points are counted as territory for white, but in Japanese rules, C17 and A17 are not considered points. So yeah, there's problems with all the different rule sets is the final say. But AGA rules, A17 and C17 are points for white. In Japanese rules are not. And at the end here, when all the dames are filled and white cannot win the ko, this is considered a point for black, because white has to fill in one of his points, black has to fill in one of his points. It just happens to be the ko point. So black had a chance to make this into a black point.
So have you ever seen a situation like this where filling a dame is better than filling a ko?
This happens a lot, and the point is you're gonna get the ko anyways. This happens a lot. Especially with AGA rules. AGA rules and Chinese rules, this happens a lot. And that is, the key is you have to be able to get one more dame than your opponent. So before you would get 4 dames, he would get 3. If you fill in the ko, your opponent would get 4 and you would get 3.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
so I
that's
should have won the game,
should have won the game. Yes, yes.
but I lost it
One
because
more
I
thing to
was.
point out in the end game, it was here. Um, when black played here at e17, white needs to fill one more move here to keep the corner. White did not, and then black very well played into the corner and made it a seki. So good job, black. Yes, this is called the dame and the kos at the end. It happens a lot. Like a quarter of the time, it's better to fill in the dames before filling in your ko at the end, precisely because you may not have to fill the ko in at the end. And then if you take the last dame, this is considered as a point, because
Well,
your
I
opponent
don't
has to
quite.
lose a
You
point
say I
to
don't
do
have to fill in
this.
the ko at the end, but if I don't fill in the ko at the end, then I
Mm.
have to pass a stone to white. And if I pass
Right,
a stone to
you don't
white,
have to pass a stone to white because you filled in the last dame, and white has to pass a stone to you first. That's the
right, but there have to
difference.
be at least two passes.
You have to, yeah, you have to fill the last dame, and white cannot win the ko. So those two conditions has to be met.
Uh-huh.
You have to have so much ko threats that you have to fill in all the dames. You know, your opponent is using the last ko, all the dames as ko threats basically. But if you
But I
have
mean,
a lot of ko
eventually I have to
threats,
fill the ko because anytime I pass a stone to white without filling the ko, white is going to take the ko again.
right, exactly. That's why you take the last dame, and then white takes a ko to attempt to get the ko, and then you play a ko threat, you take it back. Now white has to do one of two things. He either has to pass first to you, or he has to play a move but any move is going to lose him a point wherever he plays, and he loses a point, and then you lose a point when you connect the ko, and then white has to still at the end pass to you to. So the whole point is you don't pass, you play the dame, you make white pass and give you a stone with AGA
Okay.
rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
It's a very interesting rule set, and it makes sense if you consider the intersections that your stones occupy as valuable, which seems fine. Next, we have two 2Qs, Caleb versus Anthony. We're running a little behind schedule, so we'll go through these two relatively quickly. Unfamiliar, unconventional openings to begin also are good. They're not going to be too bad. Just realize one thing, guys. If you're practicing the game to get stronger at the game, make sure that you practice whatever you're going to play in the most important games that you will play in your matches. And therefore, if you're not going to pull this out during your matches, I don't recommend trying these things when you practice and when you train yourself, you know, when you have training games. So, okay, enough said. In the game, though, capturing the Panuki is very, very good for black. Okay, and white needs another move to survive in the corner. As a result here, black goes into the corner. That's okay. White's gonna survive here. This last move is unnecessary, so white should play somewhere else. That's just a regular big move. So this move was a bit slow, and this is going to put black further into the lead. Here, this attach is very aggressive, but it's not good because white's corner needs another move to survive, and therefore anything black plays around this one stone is going to be sente, and so that played out in the game, and so white's counterattack did not work well. I saw several fights in the game so far now already that shows white is very aggressive, but the problem is did not pay enough attention to the connectedness of the white shapes to its own stones. And so here, if we're going to be cut by black anyways, by this push, white might as well connect here, allow this to happen, and then play and then start destroying the black moyo first. Might as well, I'm going to be cut in the back anyway. I might as well go in and then destroy whatever I can. This extent shows that white is trying to kind of keep both, keep the inroads against black and also sort of try to connect back. And this combination is going to be, you're going to end up with nothing as you do not commit to any one of these. Black plays a safe connecting move, and here the most important thing is to connect the middle here. White, very greedy for territory. Usually we commend this action, but in this case we do not. When black has cut the middle off, all the black stones are working very, very well in conjunction with each other in the middle, and the 4 white stones are really not useful, while the corresponding black's 4 stones is gonna help black surround territory. Okay, black plays a very interesting combination, and then harness. Okay. So this local area, and white surrounds quite a lot of territory. So locally here, it's a successful white. A stronger play by black is to use the bounciness of the code to create some problems for white, and then maybe black will get 2 free moves on the outside. Okay, so in the game, Ataris were made, and then black just has 1 free move on the outside, and then an exchange has been made. This is going okay for white, although black has overwhelming thickness. And remember the thing we mentioned last game about, if you have a 30-point corner and you surround another 10 points, you don't surround 40 points with 1 move, you surrounded 10 points with 1 move. Here is a similar situation. When black is very thick, it's very important to go to the outside and pay attention to the marginal amount you're making. You want to allow white to destroy this part of the black moyo because the damage is very much contained and there's no danger for black. If you like, you can go, if you are on the bloodthirsty side, you go for the whole group. If you want to win like more stably, you just go on, you just do that. So you sort of don't want to play these moves and then surround a little bit of additional territory. However, in this case, white Ataris and black takes a moment to cut white off. White does have a Panuki, which is a lot of resources to living, but then again, black has so many stones on the outside, so it's still difficult to live despite having so much resources for white. Here, this move would ensure that white does not survive. Okay, black plays it safe. Still okay. I think white is going to survive now, but overall it's still fine for black. Now, given that you're going to allow white to survive, now is a good time to play a move like this and allow white to make the 2 eyes. Okay, in the game, this, connecting home is very, very good for white. Connecting is at least like 6 or 7 points. That's going to be way more than the 2 points with 2 eyes. But here white goes a little bit desperate and then invades. It is a very desperate situation, so it makes sense. And we see a very similar situation as the last game here. This knight's move is an okay move, but it is not generally recommended when the focus of the fight is on the outside. That's okay. In this game, black does not play the shoulder hit move, but plays a more proper or more reasonable squeezing move. This is gonna this is gonna make white have a very difficult time surviving here, and it sort of pushes white into the middle, which is exactly what black wants. Even though there's 3 white stones, there's way more black stones in the area. At first I thought this move was a misclick on the side, but now I realize it's a monkey jump into the black territory, so that makes sense, and black connects. The earlier on the game, the more important it is to sort of spread your stones out. So the earlier the game, the better it is to fix a cut with L2 or something. Of course, now the center is important, so something like another jump is bigger than that. And the best move by AI would be here. This would put a lot of pressure on the white corner. Black probably doesn't need all of that, to be honest, and black likely will have enough territory no matter what. Here is a good, interesting shape. So here is something to mention about this shape. This is an elephant's eye jump, and this move is the elephant's eye cut. When responding to this, the direct moves are not going to be good because you sort of force your opponent to cut through you and damage the other side. So what is recommended is not the game's direct blocks, but rather the go back one more space, or go back with this knight's move, and then do like an overall netting kind of a surround in this shape. Okay, so in the game this was played, but it's not gonna likely matter that much, given black has so much. Here white, interesting. Here the move is to cut white off at the base, and that's gonna be fine. Another move would be here, play this move, and then cut white off with 2 cuts, and there's no weaknesses in black's shape. In the game, white finds a weakness. This is a peep Atari cut, and then white ends up capturing 2 stones in Sente. This is great, a great result for white. Unfortunately, this may not be enough still. Well, is this not enough? This is like 5, 10, 15, and then this is 10, 20, 20, this is 10, 20, 25. So white has a lot of territory too. This is 60, 75 points, which is a lot. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. No, black also only just has 80, so yeah, nice. Maybe white is on the road to the comeback. Unfortunately, a lot of territory was destroyed, and there's also the bottom. Here, make sure to play the take advantage of the snapback to do this, and then block. So unfortunately, black is still gonna win this game at the end. And at the end, black wins by 30 points. Okay, what a bad count by bad estimation count by us. This was 15 more, and then maybe 10 more than expected. Okay, good job, black. Really did better in the fighting, and at no point was black seriously behind. When we estimated a close game, it was 13 points for black, mostly due to all the thickness advantages. Okay, very good game, and very illustrative. Losing the second fight in the game in the middle here was what really pushed white over the edge, and even though white didn't die in the middle, black surrounded the whole bottom, and then white was not able to surround much on the lower left corner. At the end here we have Monsoon versus Johnny, 2 4Qs. Let's take a look. By the way, guys, this North American online league is very good place. You get a game weekly, and very likely you're gonna get your game reviewed by one of us. Like for example, today I'm doing 6 games, and so it's very, very likely that you're gonna get your games reviewed all for free. And all the reviewers are basically teachers who charge for lessons. So there's the value of playing in the North American Online League is very, very good. Make sure you guys play when you guys get a chance, and you make a lot of good friends and everything. Okay, here in the first fighting of the game, right now we start relatively even. Black has 3 different groups to worry about, white has 2. But here is where the white's turn is almost connecting these 2 groups, which is very, very beneficial. Black plays a squeeze, which gives white a chance to cut black on the outside, and this fighting is now going heavily in white's favor because black still has 3 groups, and white is rapidly taking care of his stones. Yes, it got bad enough where black said, I don't want anything to do with this blob. This blob is no good, so black ends up tanuking, which is good, but this means many stones were captured. White actually does not play as strong as white could. Something like this is very, very strong. White plays a safety move in the back, captures 6 stones, and then gives up 3 stones. Okay, because of how thick white is and the dangers of the black 1 group in the middle, this game still favors white significantly. Good job by black, not only surviving but also connecting home. This would be a failed attack. Another more successful attack would have been to attack from the top side and try to push black into the middle white thickness. All the black moves in the middle of the board would amount to nothing because they're next to thickness, and so in this case it was a very bad attacking direction for white. As a result, yes, this is white's saving grace. There is some cutting weaknesses on the upper side for the black group. This is a good job by black at first. Now if black is able to connect on both sides, then black is no longer afraid of some cut like this. It might even be gote. However, this move commits the directional sin, which is black is attempting to cut white's group from the thickness, and you don't want to do that. You want to push white into his thickness. And the problem is when you cut white from the white's thickness, white can also cut you. White didn't cut black. White can also cut you, and then the thickness will just work as a great sort of like a wall, and then he's gonna, black is now surrounded and is not gonna survive. So in the game, actually, by allowing black to connect back, white has given up a very good opportunity. But still, overall in the game, white seems to be surrounding a little bit more territory than black has, despite losing the lower left corner. White has surrounded the right-hand side, and then black has not surrounded much besides the earlier game. So overall, white did at the end force black to commit multiple moves in the center, which is counteracted by white's thickness over here, and white spends the time surrounding some territory on the right, and this would still be a white advantage in this game. This game has a very good flow to it. When we're zipping through the game like this, it's very enjoyable to see, and it's very, very good to see that the earlier white capture, which was very large, is now just, it's now no longer that much, And that's a good sign if this group is very thick. This means black has spent many moves reducing the left group for white. And a lot of reductions still ended up with more than 20 points for white on the left. And all the black stones are not likely surrounding much territory. And I'm talking about these stones, and maybe a couple of stones there. So a lot of attention was given to the white thickness, which is a very good way for white to maximize. At the end here, white only wins by 4.5. So good. Let's check out the AI graph. Yes, white was much better earlier on, and then remember how white committed the bad attacks, the bad attacking direction. So before this was around 20. Before white made these pushes, it was 21, and after the bad directional play, it was only 11 or so. And that would largely carry through to the end. It looks like black gained a little bit in the end game too. So a very closely fought game. This swing, it looks very white favored, but no one has that much control over the games. So at the end result, if the game was close, the game was close. So a very closely contested game at the end here. Good job to all the players today. It was very good to see all of your games. Felt like we also got that whole discussion on the a lot of questioning back and forth with the AGA rules, with the last ko and stuff. Very illustrative. We saw some very good attacking and defensive fighting. And at the end of the day, congratulations to all the players for just playing the game and enjoying the game and then building our Go community together. So North American Online League, it's very good to see. You don't have to be super strong to play in the league. You can definitely play as a total beginner too. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in next week's reviews, and good luck to all the contestants.